What's the first thing you plan to do?
Go hug my son.
Mr. Govan, you haven't smiled all this week, but obviously you have a lot to smile about. Just tell me just about what you're feeling in right now.
Like I said, it's kind of hard to explain the feeling of getting your life back, you know.
Well, I feel like, man, whatever you do wrong must come back around in a circle. Just like you know what I'm talking about? If you did wrong and everybody know it's blatant, the truth is out in the open. You sent that type of energy towards the Young Dolph way, and you got no Young Dolph knocked off. I talked to Govan. I did an interview with Hernandez Govan, the dude who said the whole supposedly, you know what I'm saying, Dolph murder.
It looks like CMG is crumbling right before our eyes. For years, folks whispered about cracks in Yo Gotti's empire, but now those whispers turned into loud alarms that can't be ignored. Stan G, one of the most tapped-in voices from Memphis, went on No Jumper and said out loud what most people have been too scared to even hint at.
When I put out a story, the other day I put out a story, Young Mob had ended up catching a Rico, you know what I'm talking about, and I put out a story. An hour later, the news ran the same story.
Yo Gotti might actually take out his own artist, Blac Youngsta. And this isn't coming from random trolls online. This is a man who's been face-to-face with the streets, someone who sat down with the same people tied to the Young Dolph case. When Stan G says it, it's not just gossip, it's a warning. On No Jumper, Stan G didn't bite his tongue for a second. He came straight out with it.
Hell, at this point, because you lost all the his last artist is Glorilla. She doing crazy because he putting a crazy bag behind Glorilla.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So Glorilla, she gonna shine regardless right now. But when he go over there and dealing with them Texas boys, them folk got hit up. Them folk got hit up everywhere he go to, like the Fed watching it. You know what I'm talking about? He signed that boy over there, that boy ended up going to jail. So they watching that boy so close.
The same energy Gotti put on Dolph is exactly what got him killed. And if Gotti could go that far with an enemy, why wouldn't he do the same to someone inside his own camp if things got messy? Stan G basically labeled Blac Youngsta a send out, the one Gotti would push to handle the reckless moves, the beefs, the wild videos nobody else wanted to touch. At first, that chaos kept CMG buzzing, but with Dolph's murder still casting a shadow, Stan G made it clear.
The only reason I didn't do
Youngsta isn't looking like an asset anymore, he's looking like a liability. And in Gotti's world, liabilities don't last long. Fans didn't see Stan G's words as just some history lesson either. This was a warning shot. His message was loud, watch your back. He even reminded everyone that what you put out always comes back around. And right now, with the way Gotti moves, Youngsta's so-called loyalty might be the very thing that gets him hurt. For a long time, CMG looked unstoppable. Gotti had the roster. Moneybag Yo was running it up. Youngsta kept the label in headlines with his antics. And then Glorilla blew up almost overnight.
Y'all rich tell them bitch what it is, bro.
Y'all fly niggas.
Look,
CMG
big
shit. Y'all rich niggas. Heavy count shit.
Nah, I would never f them broke ass. Like, shit. When I was broke, why would I f them now they broke? It ain't my fault you broke. You are playing on me. I'm telling my mom you. Ooh, I'm pregnant. Ooh, my shoe just fell out. Ooh, my head just fell out. Ooh.
From the outside, they looked like family winning together, no cracks in sight. But now, that picture is falling apart. Moneybag's buzz slowed down. Youngsta doesn't have the same fire, and Gotti looks locked in only on Glorilla. And even she's under heavy pressure because right now she's the only one carrying CMG on her back.
On time, see, it's a long story behind Blac Youngsta. See, Blac Youngsta was hanging with one of Gotti's enemies before he got with Gotti. Okay. So Blac Youngsta is somebody who just jump around for the money. He's just a send out. He one of the biggest send outs from Memphis. They're just keeping it real.
Instead of family goals, it feels like everyone's asking, who's even safe anymore? Then came the biggest red flag. Youngsta scrubbing CMG out of his bio, posting captions that looked like subliminal shots. And right after that, Stan G stepped in with his warning. That's when fans stopped laughing it off and started realizing something real was brewing. Now, every post looks shady, every move feels off, and all that loyalty talk doesn't hit the same anymore.
It's like that, cause bro, it's like, what, if you so gangster, why the f you rapping? Why you ain't out there kidding? You need to go do some murders, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you're a killer, go kill shit. You right here on this stage for, you know what I'm saying? So I look at it like, so many people want to be rappers, and so many people I ain't no rapper, I'm a street. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much bullshit. So I had to wonder to myself, like, what the f am I?
Dolph, but Dolph turned him down. From that moment, everything changed.
But I had to really think, like, what am I? And I was like, I'm not a rapper. I like rapping, but I didn't tell my side, but I really like entertaining people.
And to understand why things are so tense between Gotti and Youngsta, you gotta go back to Young Dolph. That's where this whole storm started. Years ago, Gotti wanted to sign Dolph, but Dolph turned him down flat. From that day on, it was war. Gotti didn't just move on, he started blocking Dolph's moves, trying to slow him down. But instead of stopping him, it made Dolph shine even brighter. That's when the beef got real. Diss tracks, public shots, and serious street tension.
Become well regarded. I mean, Sean Jay-Z Carter speaks very highly of you, right? I mean, Steve Stout speaks very highly of you. You know, I can't find a person that says anything bad about Yo Gotti, and they always say how smart you are, how focused you are, and a lot to get into about your business personality and all.
And right on the front line, Blac Youngsta. He wasn't just talking tough. He was pulling up in neighborhoods, dropping reckless videos, and doing what other rappers wouldn't dare. At the time, fans thought it was just his image. But looking back, it was way too reckless. Even Stan G said it straight. It was federal moves. So when Dolph was killed in Memphis, all eyes went straight to CMG. Even though nothing was proven against Gotti or Youngsta, the streets had already made up their mind. Once your name is tied to something that heavy, it never goes away. That's the shadow CMG is trapped under right now, and Youngsta is the face of that baggage. There was a time when Youngsta was CMG's wild card, the one doing crazy stunts, clowning online, flashing stacks of cash, and keeping the label buzzing. Fans saw him as loyal, ready to ride no matter what, but Stan G doesn't see it that way. In his eyes, Youngsta wasn't just loyal, he was being used. He even called him one of the biggest sendouts in Memphis, saying Gotti kept him around to do the dirty work he didn't want to touch himself. Think about it. Gotti always played the calm boss role, while Youngsta was the one wilding out on camera. But that kind of role doesn't last forever. After Dolph's death, those antics stopped looking funny and started looking dangerous. Instead of CMG's spark, Youngsta became the reminder of everything the label can't escape. Every diss, every reckless stunt, every graveyard reference. And now, he's gone quiet. Stan G even claimed Youngsta is in hide mode because Dolph's case is still hanging heavy over him. To the streets, that makes him look finished. And to Gotti, it makes him look like the biggest liability of them all, the one who could bring the wrong kind of heat at the worst possible time. Now here's where things start looking way too obvious. Something ain't right at all. Blac Youngsta has gone viral more than once for scrubbing CMG out of his bio and claiming he's independent. Every time he does it, fans go crazy with speculation. But usually he ends up right back around Gotti like nothing happened. But this time, it feels different. Right after all that tension, with Stan G's warning still fresh in the air, Youngsta started dropping long rants online. And these weren't just random posts. He called out fake CEOs, fake big homies, and fake brothers, titles people have used to describe Yo Gotti for years. He even said he was done with fake love, fake loyalty, and putting trust in the wrong people. If that ain't a direct shot, what is? What really stood out was how raw and emotional his posts were. Youngsta wasn't clowning around, he was opening up about losing friends, being alone, and knowing that no amount of money could stop him from being touched. That doesn't sound like a man trolling for attention. That sounds like somebody who knows his life is on the line. And the timing? Too perfect to ignore. While fans were already whispering about CMG falling apart, Youngsta himself was basically confirming it without even saying Gotti's name. Everybody caught the message loud and clear. And here's the kicker. Yo Gotti has always styled himself like a mob boss. His name literally comes from John Gotti, and he leans into that mafia image heavy. So when Youngsta fired off shots about fake CEOs, Gotti didn't stay quiet. He answered back with bars laced in mafia energy, even flipping Jay-Z's iconic Dynasty intro to flex his power. That was his way of reminding everybody who calls the shots. But here's what makes this dangerous. In a mob-style setup, breaking rank isn't just disrespect, it's straight-up betrayal. And betrayal, that never ends clean. If we're being real, everything between Blac Youngsta and Gotti started cracking wide open after Young Dolph's death. That's when the tension turned from whispers to a storm everyone could see. After Dolph was murdered, the streets pointed straight at CMG. Gotti's own brother, Big Jook, even got picked up and questioned by police. And recently, the man accused of being behind Dolph's murder, Justin Govan Hernandez, was acquitted. The case is messy, and the last thing Gotti needed was one of his own artists trolling about it. But that's exactly what Blac Youngsta did.
The jury found the defendant, Hernandez Govan, not guilty in count 2 of the indictment.
It was said more than once as the 45-year-old was acquitted on both counts. Govan was unable to contain his excitement as he embraced his pro bono defense attorneys, but out of view were the supporters of Young Dolph, who were hoping Lady Justice would tip in their favor.
He dropped a video at a gravesite standing next to a headstone with Dolph's last name on it, then kept posting wild content online like he didn't care who was watching. To him, maybe it was just being reckless, loyal to CMG, and showing he'd ride no matter what. But to Gotti, that was bad for business. Fans noticed too. What once looked like loyalty now looked like recklessness that could bury the whole label. From there, the cracks between them were impossible to hide. And as if that wasn't enough, CMG itself doesn't look like the powerhouse it once was. Moneybagg Yo's momentum slowed down. 42 Doug got tangled in legal trouble, and Youngsta went quiet. Even Stan G said it. Gotti can't move the way he used to with all this heat after Dolph's death. Right now, the only one still holding CMG afloat is Glorilla. But one artist can't carry an entire empire forever, and the fans see it.